Hi, this is Roxy from sayhedgehog.com, and this is a video about bathing your hedgehog. There are two types of baths that you'll generally be giving your hedgehog throughout its lifetime. The first is a foot bath, and that happens a lot more frequently because hedgehogs poop a lot on their wheel as they run at night, and they will get what we refer to as poopy boots. And to clean these, you'll want to do them every few days or so. My hedgehog Thaddeus runs a lot and poops a lot, so he gets foot baths about every day or every other day, depending on how bad his feet are. You'll want to make sure you do this pretty frequently because, obviously you don't want to have poop building up on their feet over time because it'll cause raw feet and, can lead to infection and things like that. So you'll just want to be really, really careful with that. It also makes handling your hedgehog a lot easier because you don't have to worry about having poop on your bed or in your hands or on your clothes or whatever. And it's really easy to do. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes every day. I usually put Thaddeus in the sink in his little warm bath and let him wander around for a little bit while I clean his wheel and his litter pan in the bathtub, which is literally right behind me, so he's always in my line of vision. While I clean, and then once I get that done, by the time that's done, the wheel's clean and the litter pan's clean and all of his tubes and all of that, then he's ready to go and his feet are clean. And it just, just part of your daily routine of owning a hedgehog. And then the second type of bath, which you'll do a lot less frequently, is a full bath, meaning you'll soap them up, scrub their quills, all those types of things. And that doesn't have to happen very often because aside from the poopy boot issue, hedgehogs are very clean animals and they really don't need full baths very often. They will need them like if you take him outside and he gets in the dirt or he anoints with something, things like that. But that generally doesn't happen too often. And you don't want to give full baths, too often either because hedgehogs are prone to dry skin, and by using too much soap, you can dry their skin out more. And if their hedgehog does have dry skin, bath time is a good way to help that. You can use oatmeal baths or a little bit of olive oil or flaxseed oil added to the water and rinse them with that, and it helps if you're a lot with dry skin. But the best remedy for that is to put the flaxseed oil directly into their kibble, because obviously topically applying it is not going to help as much as internally applying it. So like my hedgehog Thaddeus, he had a mite outbreak last summer and he got really bad dry skin after that, and so I started putting the flaxseed oil in his food 3 times a week, and since then he virtually has no dry skin anymore. So it really does help a lot. But anyway, those are the types of baths that you'll be giving your hedgehog over the course of its lifetime. And for a bath, here's the supplies that you'll need. You will need a sink, obviously, or a bathtub, either one. You'll need some lukewarm water. You want to just use your best judgment on that, because obviously you don't want it too hot and you don't want it too cold. I usually just test on my wrist as if you were using a baby bottle, and that should be adequate. And then you'll need a cup for rinsing, a soft bristled toothbrush to scrub the quills with, and a gentle hedgehog safe soap. I usually use, I always use a Aveeno baby wash. It's unscented, and it's called like Calming Soothing Cream Wash or something like that, and it helps a lot with the dry skin. And it doesn't smell, so it won't irritate the hedgehog in that way, because a lot of hedgehogs are very sensitive to smells. And then this is not a necessity, but it might help if you have a hedgehog that is very scared of the water, because some of them are. Is a towel placed at the bottom of the sink to help provide a little bit of traction so they don't feel quite so slippery in there, and it also makes it easier to clean the poopy boots. So yeah, that's basically what you'll need to give your hedgehog a bath, and so onward with the video. First things first, you're going to want to fill your sink with some lukewarm water. You don't want it too hot, obviously, because you don't want to burn your baby, but also you don't want it too cold because you don't want the hedgehog to get chilled. So just test it on your wrist as if you would a baby bottle, and use your best judgment. And as for how deep the water should be, it really depends on your hedgehog and your preference. Some people just put a tiny bit of water in the sink, like half an inch or so, just so the feet are wet. But I like to put 2, maybe 3 inches in there, so that it fills to the base of his quills, because he seems to be calmer when I do that. And also he tends to get really yucky on his belly with boy time and pee, so it gets his belly nice and clean to put a little extra water in there. But then again, that just depends on what your preference is and how your hedgehog deals with the water, because every hedgie's different. So then, after you get your water set up, you'll want to take your baby and gently put him in. Go babies. And Thaddeus is pretty good in the bath. He likes it. He usually just chills out and has a good time. He doesn't like running water. That's another thing. A lot of hedgehogs do not like the running water. So I always make sure that the sink is filled before I put him in, because it just keeps him calmer. And then he usually just stands like this and hangs out while I get his stuff ready. And like I said, you'll need a cup and a toothbrush and some kind of soap. I use Aveeno Baby. It's fragrance-free, soothing relief creamy wash with natural oatmeal. And it doesn't have a smell, so it doesn't affect them, because some hedgehogs are really sensitive to smells. And it seems to work pretty well, and it's really gentle, and it's moisturizing. So next, you'll get your cup and just fill it with some water and gently pour it over the hedgie's back. You'll want to be real careful not to get it into their ears or on their nose, because obviously you don't want it in their ears to cause infection or to them to inhale the water. So you just want to be really careful with that. I always he jumped on me on that one. I always try to get it as close as I can to his forehead quills, because that's where he gets the messiest. He likes to get fleece. He's a digger. He likes to get fleece and other stuff stuck in his front quills. But yeah, just get him a little moisturized. You okay? I'm sorry you got dunked there, buddy. You jumped on me, scared me. Alright, and then after you get them a little wet, just take your toothbrush. I use a dog toothbrush. And then just wet it. And take your soap and put a little dollop on there. The soap will come out. Just like that. Get it wet again. So you can already see the water's getting dirty from getting his the poop off his quills. And then just gently brush it through the quills, getting to the skin to get it nice and clean. He doesn't really like this part that much. He, like I said, you'll only be giving your hedgie a full bath like this very rarely. So but he does get a foot bath, like I said, every day or every other day or so to clean his feet. And he likes the foot bath, because usually I just put him in the sink here, and then while I'm cleaning his wheel and stuff in the bathtub right behind me, I let him soak, so his feet get nice and cleaned really easy, and he just gets to hang out in the warm water for a little while. And he likes that, but the brushing is not too keen on. So just, like I said, keep pushing through until you get them all nice. Whoop. And kind of brush his sides. He doesn't like when I get towards his face. But sometimes he gets boy gunk right there in his fur, and I have to get it no matter how much he doesn't like it or not. And then you can take the brush, rinse it a little bit. And he hates his feet getting done, but this is, it's a necessity. So yeah, he gets very mad when I try to do his feet. And just kind of move him around, move around, buddy. And try to get the toes. If you can't get all of the poop off with the brush while he's in the water, that's okay. Because when you pull him out and dry him off with a towel, the rest of the poopies will come off onto the towel, and it makes it really easy. So then after you get that done, you'll just want to, you want it to try to bathe pretty quickly before the water starts getting cold, and this water is already starting to get chilly, so I'm going to try to wrap this up pretty quick. Just rinse him. make sure all the soap comes off. If you want to, you can put fresh water in the sink and rinse that way. But I don't like to do that because Thaddeus is really scared of the running water. So I try to make bath time as least stressful as possible by not running the water. And also, if you put soap in your water to make it a bubble bath beforehand, you'll want to obviously change the water then, so you're not rinsing with soapy water. Okay, and then once that's done, I always try to scrub his belly a little bit. He really hates that too. Make sure the belly's nice and clean. Don't fall over there, dude. And then there you go. And then you'll want to drain the water and take your Hedgie out, and I will do that here in a second and get back to you. Another thing I'd like to add about bathing your hedgehog is that I'm sure you've all seen the adorable videos on YouTube of hedgehogs swimming. And yes, hedgehogs are very voracious swimmers, if they have to be. But not every hedgehog loves to swim. So if you don't have a hedgehog like Shming, which I'm sure you've all seen that precious video, that likes to swim, you'll probably not want to force your hedgehog to do so. Like I said, they're voracious little swimmers, but their bodies are so large in compared to their size of their legs, so they get tired pretty quickly. And if you aren't staying on top of your hedgehog really well and, you know, watching them like a hawk, you could have a very tragic accident when it comes to that type of thing. And also, you don't want to worry about getting water in their ears and in their nose and things like that. So I don't recommend allowing your hedgehogs to swim, even though it's really cute on YouTube and you see lots of adorable videos of it. Don't try it if you're not sure that your hedgehog is very comfortable in the bath. Most hedgehogs are very scared when they take a bath, or that stresses them. They might not be scared, they might just be angry that they don't like taking a bath. So just be conscious of that and make your, use good judgment about whether or not to let your hedgehog swim. Okay, and then this is when you'll want to dry your Hedgie off as best you can. In the quills, in the belly. Get them as dry as possible. This is also a really good time to take photos because they're always really cute when they're in their little hedgehog burritos. He hates getting belly dried, if you can't tell. He can't stand it when anything touches his belly. And just try to get him as dry as you can. I usually try to hold him in the towel for 10-15 minutes or so until I'm pretty sure he's good and dry. You'll especially want to do this really well when it's cold outside. But here, right now, I live in Texas, and it's getting to be summer, and it is very hot outside. It's like 90 degrees, so I'm not too worried about him getting chilled. But yeah, just make sure he gets nice and dry. And oh, the one thing I forgot to mention about, he's eating the towel. The one thing I forgot to mention was nail clipping. Is usually, everyone has different techniques, but I like to try to clip while he's in the bath, because he's usually standing pretty still, and something tastes good on that towel. And that's usually easiest for me to clip nails then, but again, that's just a personal preference. And don't feel bad if you can't get the nails cut all in one sitting. That generally never happens. Usually you'll clip like one nail a day, and over a week's time you'll end up getting them all clipped. The reason I didn't clip his nails this time is because I just did it like 3 days ago and he doesn't need it right now, which I should have thought of that before I made this video. But I'll do another video in the future about nail clipping. And I think he is just getting ready to go in his bag and rest for a little while. It's also a good opportunity to make bath time fun for them, or a little less stressful for them, by giving them treats afterwards or whatever. But Thaddeus doesn't eat mealworms. He's the weirdo hog, and so he doesn't really get treats afterwards. But I don't think he cares too much. He just really wants